everyone, it's Dr. M here. We're going to try and sneak in one last video for the summer before I am out for a brief break with my little ones while they're all off from school and I'm running around like crazy to summer camps. Today we're going to talk about lowering your child's cavity risk despite frequent snacking habits, which you and I both know they're going to do all summer long. We know that certain processed carbs, especially dried ones, can increase our child's cavity risk. So how do we lower that cavity risk? How can they eat the pretzels and the goldfish crackers, the chips, the dried cereals, the fruit leathers, the gummies? How can they eat those and we still have a good chance of keeping them cavity free? I'll let you know what I do here in this video. If it's helpful, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and share it with your friends. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that the reason that dried carbs are a high cavity risk food, just as much so as like candy or sipping on juice throughout the day, or even flavored waters that are really acidic, it's because those carbs stick in their teeth and kids aren't good like you or I. They don't have the fine motor control with their tongue to be able to clean that food off of the biting surfaces of their molars in the back. So I don't know if you've ever looked at your kiddos' teeth after they eat goldfish and then like 3 days later, seemingly there are still goldfish crackers in there and they're really tenacious. They're hard to remove even with a toothbrush. I do have a free snack guide available. I'm going to link that down below if you want to get this freebie to print for some ideas for low cavity risk foods, just to help you guide snack time and to give you some ideas outside of the norm. But if you are down here in this red area, you've got some high risk cavity foods. How can your kiddo consume them, especially because they're often what they like and what they really enjoy and are easily accessible? How can we mitigate risk with those? So what we want to do is clean off that food debris that's stuck in those molars. The best way to do that, if you don't have a toothbrush available, and even if you do, because as we said, that doesn't necessarily work really well all the time, is actually through chewing. So one of the best ways to reduce their cavity risk is to serve these sticky snacks and even candy, believe it or not, with a meal or as a mini meal. So don't let a snack just be a bag of chips if you can. Try to serve it with a protein, with a fruit, with something fibrous that they're going to be chewing. And that act of chewing alone, because it also stimulates salivary flow, is going to help clear off from the tooth surfaces any leftover food debris that might be stuck there from those crackers, chips, from those dried carbs. For a really young child, this might look like bite-sized pieces that are safe choking-wise of a firm cheese, so something like sharp cheddar, an apple or a sliced carrot, anything crunchy, chewy, fibrous, whole grain type of thing that through the act of chewing is going to help to clean that food debris off of their teeth. A great thing for an older child, typically age 6 or above, is something like a sugar-free chew or a sugar-free piece of gum. One of my favorite brands of gum is Zellies. I also like Epic, Spry, and Pure. They're a xylitol gum, so you got to be careful with pets around, especially dogs, as it can be harmful to them if they ingest it. But xylitol gum can be great. You can use it for a younger child. You just have to be sure that they are seated, supervised, able to chew that gum effectively, not spit it out, get it in their hair, and you don't want them running around laughing where they could aspirate or choke on that piece of gum. But gum is great. I also really love something else. I'm actually a partner with this brand. It's called Basic Bites. So Basic Bites are really cool because it is a chew, so it's going to stimulate salivary flow because it tastes good and they're chewing. And then it also contains arginine, bicarbonate, and carbonate, which are all contributing to raising the pH. And we know that's part of the problem with carbs, sugars in the teeth. The bacteria digest them and they produce acid, and it's that acid that weakens and harms our enamel. So you want to raise that pH to reverse that cycle, that process, to put mineral back into the tooth. And Basic Bites aids in doing this. What it does is it provides that arginine to the good bacteria that produce ammonia, which helps to raise that pH. Then the bicarbonate and carbonate, it's already raising that pH naturally. You've got that already in your saliva. And then it also provides bioavailable calcium to, again, aid in putting mineral back into the tooth. So this can be great because it's chewy, it's going to stick around a while, but it's going to clean out the stuff you don't want stuck in their teeth. So I will put these actually in my kids' lunches for school. It's a great thing to teach them to have at the end of their lunch to kind of cleanse off their teeth, sort of a palate cleanser. Well, this is a molar cleanser. And then we also actually use this after toothbrushing time at nighttime as well. So this is a great tool. And it says age 6+, again, for that choking hazard, but I actually give them to my 2-year-old. I just cut it into fourths, and then the little goes a long way. You can use them for a longer time too. So you can cut them to age appropriate sizes. You just always have to use your discretion, know your child, what they're able to tolerate and chew safely. But that really is the key. You want your kiddo, if they're having a snack, to try to have it, if it is sticky, sugary, acidic, with a meal. That's going to help increase the salivary flow and help clean it from the teeth just by the act of chewing and move it to their tummy so it's not sticking on their teeth. If you do give them something like crackers or chips solo, try not to do it over a long period of time. Have that snack time be limited to about 30 minutes. You don't want them munching all afternoon afternoon on a bag of chips. So frequency and duration. So how often they're munching on something that's going to be stuck in their teeth, and then how long that something is going to stay stuck in their teeth. That's what you're trying to kind of influence here to mitigate that cavity risk. You want it removed from the teeth as soon as possible through something like chewing an apple, chewing a chewy, chewing a piece of gum afterward. And then you're not going to serve it all afternoon, free access to a bag of chips or something. You want to kind of limit that thing, ideally serving it with other foods. But that is one way to just help lower your kiddo's cavity risk over the summer, even though they like those snacks that are stuck in their teeth and can increase their cavity risk. I hope this was helpful. If you've got questions, let me know, things that you want me to answer when I get back in the fall, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a lovely summer with your family and your kiddos if you've got them. And here is the video that YouTube thinks you'd like to check out next.